Next we are going to do a very important part of your preliminary grammar, which paves way for your high school and higher secondary grammar. And this you may think it's very simple, but unless you understand it properly, you cannot go ahead with your complex, simple, compound, complex sentences and all that. Okay. And what is this? This is one of the parts of speech, adverbs. Okay. What is an adverb? Adverb is a word which adds more to the meaning of a verb. That's why it's called adverb. Okay. An adverb can modify the meaning of a verb, an adjective or another adverb. My brother has a habit of talking fast. Talking is a verb and fast is a adverb. And here fast modifies the verb talking. Do you understand? So it adds more meaning to the verb. So we can actually call it the adding verb or adverb. Okay. Kinds of adverbs. Now there are different kinds of adverbs, and this, if you learn, it will be helpful for your transformation of sentences and all that. Okay. Shall we do kinds of adverbs? First one, adverb of time. Adverb of time tells us when the action takes place or when the action took place. Words such as since, for, ago, before, today, still, yet, soon are some of the adverbs of time. Okay. For example, they faced great challenges but eventually reached the summit. Now, they faced is the verb, but which is the adverb? Eventually. Okay, now shall we go ahead with that? It tells, that is, adverb of time tells us when the action takes place or took place okay. It tells us when the action takes place or took place. Example, since, for, before, after, still, yet, soon. Okay, we will see some sentences now. First sentence, the game will resume soon. Now the game will resume. Resume means will start again, and this is a verb, but soon is the adverb. Second sentence, Have I given you eventually? They were working in Mumbai since 1999. Now they were working. Working is the verb and since is the adverb. Adverb of time. Next one. The manager told his assistant that he would have to submit the file before 6 p.m. The manager told his assistant that he would have to submit the file before 6 p.m. Now, which is the verb here? Told, isn't it? And told how? Like what? That is, he has to submit the file before 6 p.m. See, all this denotes time. That is why these are all adverbs of time. Next one. Do not go out after 9 p.m. as there are many antisocial elements wandering around. Okay, wandering here. Do not go out. Okay, do not go. Go is the verb and which is the adverb here? After. After 9 p.m. as there are many antisocial elements wandering here. Okay, next one. Next, what is the word? This teacher has been in this school for 20 years. Okay. Now, this school has been is the verb. Now, which is the adverb here? For. It denotes how many years she has been there. So, for. Sixth one. They faced many challenges but eventually reached the summit. Okay, now which is the adverb here? They faced is a verb. Eventually is the adverb of time. Next one. You finished everything? Since, for, before, after, eventually, soon. Okay, still and yet we have to finish. The match was played well. Yet they could not win. Yet is the adverb of time. The match was played is the verb, yet is the adverb. So how many have we got now? One more I will give you. Even today and tomorrow are adverbs, okay? Adverb of time, today and tomorrow. The train from Delhi arrives at 3 p.m. today. Okay, arrives is the verb and today is the adverb. Okay, now shall we check it up? All these are adverbs of time. It tells us when the action takes place, when the action takes place or when the action took place. And for example, since, for, before, after, still, yet, today, tomorrow, eventually, soon. The game will resume soon. Resume means will start again soon. So this talks about when the action will take place. They were working in Mumbai since 1999. That is, word working is a verb and since is the adverb. It tells when the action took place. That is, they were working. So when that happened, since 1999. The manager told his assistant that he would have to submit the file before 6 p.m. Okay, told is a verb and when should the file be submitted? Before 6 p.m. So, it talks more about the verb and also it says when the action has to take place, okay, before 6 p.m. This teacher, do not go out after 9 p.m. as there are many antisocial elements wandering here. Okay, do not go out is a, go is a verb and after is a adverb because it adds more meaning to the verb. They faced many challenges. The teacher has been in the school for 20 years. That is, how long has the teacher been there? For 20 years. So, for is the adverb and has been is the verb. Next one, they faced many challenges but eventually reached the summit. Okay, they faced a lot of problems, lot of hindrances, obstacles, but still they could, eventually means they could, but still they could reach the summit, that is the height or success. Okay. So, which is the verb here? Faced is the verb, eventually is the adverb. Okay. The match was played well, yet they could not win. Was played is the verb and yet is the adverb. The train from Delhi arrives at 3 p.m. today. Arrives is a verb and today is the adverb of time. So, how many adverbs of time we have checked now? 8. I am sure with these you will be able to gauge which is the adverb of time when you are given sentences. And also you should learn to fill in the blanks with adverbs, different types of adverbs. This is just the first kind I have given you. We have many more kinds and this is adverb of time. Isn't it very easy once you know the basics of grammar? Till you reach your college level or even later, it is going to be very, very helpful. Well, the next kind of adverb is adverb of manner. Now, first we saw time, adverb of time. This is second kind, which is adverb of manner. Adverb of manner. This is the second kind. Now, as the name itself suggests, this adverb gives more meaning or throws more light to the verb and says how or in which manner the action was conducted or action took place. Do you understand? Like the previous one was adverb of time, which told when it took place or when it is going to take place and all that. Now, this is adverb of manner. It denotes the manner in which the action took place. It talks about the manner in which the action takes place. Took or takes place. Okay. Adverb of manner talks about the manner in which the action takes place or it took place. For example, happily, swiftly, kindly, softly, beautifully, harshly or rudely, neatly, etc. Okay, I have given you 7. I am going to give you 10 sentences so that you know this is a very common adverb. Okay, adverb of manner mostly and it is very easy to identify also. Mostly if you see, these words end with ly, so it is very, very easy to identify. First one, the old man, in spite of his his poverty. Poverty means being poor. Lived happily in the hut. Okay. Now, which is a verb in this? In the old man, in spite of his poverty, lived happily. Okay, lived is the verb. I'm sorry. Let's not underline the verb now. Lived is a verb, but how he lived happily, the manner in which he lived is happily. Okay. So, adverb of manner adds more meaning to a verb, and it says how the manner or how the action took place. Okay, how he lived happily. If you ask the question how to the verb in a sentence, you will get the answer, which is the adverb of manner. Okay, next one. The swallow is a tiny bird which flies swiftly. Swiftly is a adverb of manner. Flies, how does it fly? It flies swiftly. Next. Mother Teresa took care of the destitutes and spoke to them kindly. So, kindly is a manner in which she spoke, and spoke is the verb. Next one. The pet cat walked into the kitchen softly to drink the milk. Okay, now which is the verb here? Walked. And how did the cat walk? Softly. You know, the cats have claws which they can take it, pull it in. And so when they walk, it doesn't make any noise at all. Whereas the dogs have claws which cannot be pulled in. Okay, so the cat has soft pads and it can pull in its claws, so it can walk softly. Next one, beautifully. Samantha danced beautifully at the concert. Okay, danced is the verb, and how did she dance? Beautifully. This is the adverb of manner. Okay. The officer scolded the attender harshly for coming late. For coming late every day. Okay, the officer scolded. Scolded is a verb. How did he scold? Harshly. I told you if you ask a question how, you will get the adverb of manner. Next one, neatly. The teacher advised the students to write the essay neatly. Neatly is a adverb. How did the teacher want the students to write? She wanted them to write neatly. And which is the verb here? Write. Okay. Okay, some more shall we have? Some more. I am going to give you 10 sentences. She came from the office. She came to the party directly from the office. From her office. How did she come? Came is a verb, and how did she come? Directly. So this is an adverb of manner. Next one. The lion charged angrily at the man who threw stones on him. Okay, which is the adverb of manner? Angrily. Charged is a verb. Okay. Next one. The snail moved lazily across the road. Okay, now we have got 10 different adverbs here. Adverb of manner. And what is adverb of manner? It talks about the manner in which the action took place or takes place, or how the action took place. Okay, example I have given: happily, swiftly, kindly, softly, beautifully, harshly, neatly, etc. Okay. The old man, in spite of his poverty, lived happily in the hut. How did the old man live? Which is a verb, happily. Okay. Next one. The swallow is a tiny bird which flies swiftly. Swiftly means very fast. Okay. Now, how does a tiny bird swallow fly? Swiftly. Mother Teresa took care of the destitute and spoke to them kindly. How did she speak to them? Kindly. The pet cat walked into the kitchen softly to drink the milk. How did the cat walk? Softly. Samantha danced beautifully at the dance concert. How did she dance? Beautifully. The officer scolded the attender harshly for coming late every day. Now, harshly is very rudely, okay, unrefined manner. Okay, how did he scold the attender? How did he scold the attender? Harshly. The teacher advised the students to write the essay neatly. What did the teacher advise the students? To write the essay neatly. The lion charged angrily at the man who threw stones on him. How did the lion charge the man? He charged angrily because he was hurt. He wanted to hurt the man back. The snail moved lazily across the road. You always know snails move at your own pace of time. So, very slowly it moves. So, we think it is lazy, but that is how it is made. Okay, so we have so many adverbs of manner: happily, swiftly, kindly, softly, beautifully, harshly, neatly, directly, angrily, lazily. Okay, now it's very easy for you to identify adverbs of manner. Okay, the next kind is adverb of frequency. Okay, we saw adverb of time, adverb of manner, now adverb of frequency. Okay, now what is this frequency? How often, or at what speed things are taking place? That's what it tells. They tell us how often the action takes place or took place. Okay, let us, in what speed? It tells how often an action takes or took place. Okay, example, we have here always, sometimes, never, rarely, usually, daily, once, occasionally, and never. Yes, okay. Okay, I have given you 8 words as examples for adverbs of frequency. Now, let us see the sentences. Somu never watches TV during examination time. Okay, never is the adverb. Next one. I usually read the newspaper in the morning. Okay, we have written never and usually. Next. Timmy is always late to school. In spite of the warnings. Sometimes I feel so lonely when nobody talks to me. Sometimes. Next one. We watch movies, many movies. We watch many movies, but rarely we get to see a good one. Rarely. My dad drops me at school daily. We visit our relatives occasionally. Once or twice in a month. I go out with my okay. Now, if you see the underlined words, these are all adverbs of frequency. Now, you must ask me, why are they called the adverbs of frequency? Because it tells how often an action takes place or how often an action took place. Okay? So, these are the words: always, sometimes, never, rarely, usually, daily, once, occasionally, etc. And I have used those words in sentences here. Somu never watches TV during examination time. So, it talks about the frequency, never, that is, he doesn't watch at all. I usually read the newspaper in the morning. See, I have used all these words: never, usually, that is, it's a very common occurrence, okay, a common frequency. Timmy is always late to school in spite of the warnings. Always. How often? Always. So, that's another frequency. Next one. Sometimes I feel so lonely when nobody talks to me. Sometimes. How often? Sometimes. Next one. We watch many movies, but rarely we get to see a good one. Rarely. That is not very often. Okay. My dad drops me at school daily. Daily by car. Okay. Daily. Next one. We visit our relatives occasionally. That is, whenever there is a great opportunity, then we visit our relatives occasionally. Okay. Once or twice in a month, I go out with my friends. This once, twice, all these are frequency. How often do you meet your friends? Once or twice in a month. So, now I am sure you have understood this kind of adverbs, adverbs of frequency: never, usually, always, sometimes, rarely, daily, occasionally, once or twice. All these show how often an action takes place. I am sure you have understood this concept now. So, altogether 3 you have seen so far. Okay, we have one more kind of adverb, which is comparison of adverbs. Okay, comparative adverbs. That is, like adjectives, adverbs too have positive, comparative and superlative degrees. However, the comparison of adverbs is more limited than that of adjectives. Okay, we have already gone through adjectives and all, positive, comparative and superlative. So, adverbs also has comparative adverbs. To make comparatives for one syllabled adverbs, we add er to the adverb. For example, the next time we are going to try harder. Okay. So, we have example, next time we are going to try harder. Now try is the we are going is the verb, to try is the infinitive, and harder is the adverb. To make superlatives, we add st along with the to the positive degree. Among all the athletes, Amar ran the fastest. Among all the other athletes, Amar ran the fastest. Okay. So, this is the comparative and this is superlative. And this is superlative. Okay. Okay, now next, with adverbs of two or more syllables, the comparative and superlative degrees are formed by putting more and the most before the positive degree. Okay. For one syllabled words we add er, and two syllabled words we add est. Hard is one syllable. Okay. Hard. So, one syllabled word we add er. Fast, fastest. Okay. This also is one syllable, fast, and we add est. Now, we are going to see how we are going to do for more than one syllable. She presented her arguments more clearly. She presented her arguments more clearly. Okay, more clearly than anybody else. See now, these comparative we add more or most. Okay. To the ordinary positive degree, we add more for comparative and most for superlative. One more sentence I will give you. The youngest of the soldiers fought the most courageously. Okay, this is another way of giving the superlative degree. So, if you see, harder, fastest, more clearly, the most courageously. I will give you some more sentences. The The mirrors in the hall reflected the sunlight more brightly. Than ever. Okay, if you see, we have here 5 different adverbs of comparative kind: harder, fastest, more clearly, most courageously, more brightly. So, usually when you have to fill in the blanks with adverbs and all, they do not give these. Okay, there are minor divisions which they do not give, but I have just tried to touch up with all this. They have interrogative adverbs like how and where. Then they have adverbs of degree, that is to, too, or almost, and relative adverbs like why, where and all. So, all these are other smaller divisions or kinds of adverbs, but I have given you the most important: adverb of time, adverb of manner and adverb of frequency. These 3 are the most important. Okay, now I am going to give you a test, an exercise first and then a test. Shall we go ahead with the exercise? Let us practice how to fill in with adverbs and then I will give you a test. Okay, are you ready for the exercise? Now take down. Insert the adverbs in their correct position. Actually, I will just insert the words as adverbs first one, the visitors have left. Second one, the car rolled down the hill. I am just giving the words, you have to use it as an adverb in the right place. Okay. He removed the broken glass from the floor. I've just given you the words and you have to make them into adverbs. I'll give you one more sentence here. Fifth one. I think you behaved selfishly. Within brackets, very. I feel angry at our noisy neighbors. Next one. The weather stayed fine throughout the week. Throughout the week. Fortunate, I've given. We'll find out the result. Next one. Raj was in a hurry and so he ate his breakfast quick is the word. Last one. Alice and John are married. Now I've given you the clue words. You have to find out the adverb. You have to find the place where you can insert the words given here. and you have to change these words into adverbs if they are not changed. Okay, the visitors have left, and the word that I have given you is just. Just itself is a adverb of time. So when, if you ask, just left, the visitors have just left. Okay. So this is how you have to insert the adverbs. Will you be able to do it? I have given you 10 sentences, one I have worked out for you. You just have to put an arrow and add the adverbs. Next one, do you go out in the evenings? And the word I have given is often. This is frequency, adverb of frequency. Do you go out in the evenings? Do you often go out, or do you go out often in the evenings? Often by itself is an adverb. Okay, next one. The car rolled down the hill. Now you have to add an adverb, make the slow into an adverb and add it, insert it somewhere. Where will you insert it? Slow. First of all, what will you, how will you change this word slow into an adverb? Slowly. Okay, adverb of manner. The car rolled slowly, or the car slowly rolled down the hill. The car rolled slowly down the hill. Okay, do you understand now how to insert these adverbs? Next one. He removed the broken glass from the floor. Careful is a word. How will you change it into an adverb? Carefully. He carefully removed the broken glass from the floor. He carefully removed the broken glass from the floor. I think you behaved selfishly. I think you behaved selfishly. Selfishly itself is a word which gives how he behaved, but I have given another adverb here. I think you behaved very selfishly. Two adverbs here. So, very itself is an adverb. I feel angry at our noisy neighbors, and the word given here is sometime. Sometime is adverb of time. How? Well, no, when. Sometime. Okay. I sometimes feel. This you have to change it into sometimes. I sometimes feel angry at our noisy neighbors. We'll find out the result soon. No, before that we left. Okay, the weather stayed fine throughout the week. Now, fortunate is a word. How will you change it into an adverb? Fortunately. So, you can put that word here. Okay. Fortunately, the weather stayed fine throughout the week. Next one, we'll find out the result. Soon is the adverb given here. We'll soon find out the result. So, this is where you insert soon. Next one, Raj was in a hurry and so he ate his breakfast. Now, quick is the word given. How will you change it into an adverb? Quickly. Raj was in a hurry and so he quickly ate his breakfast. Okay, Raj was in a hurry and so he quickly ate his breakfast, or so he ate his breakfast quickly. Both ways you can say. Next one. Alice and John are married, and the word given here is happy. How will you change this into an adverb? Happily. Happily. Alice and John are happily married. Okay, now if you see, we have got 10 adverbs all inserted in the sentences so that they make complete sense. Okay, insert the words given in brackets as adverbs in their correct position, and that's what we have done. The visitors have just left. We included the word just. Do you go out often in the evenings? We have included the adverb often. The car rolled slowly down the hill. We converted slow into slowly and we inserted it. Next one, we converted careful. He carefully removed the broken glass from the floor. So we converted careful into carefully. I think you behaved very selfishly. We included the adverb very. I sometimes feel angry at our noisy neighbors. Okay, sometime we changed it into sometimes. Next we changed fortunate into fortunately. Fortunately, the weather stayed fine throughout the week. Next one. Soon, we have inserted here. We'll soon find out the result. Next one. Raj was in a hurry and so he quickly ate his breakfast. We converted the word quick into quickly. The last one. Alice and John are happily married. We converted happy into happily and we inserted it here. So, have you understood now how to insert adverbs, like it shows more or adds more meaning to the verbs given in the sentence, and hence they are adverbs.